This is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. This video is about prepper property. What to look for if you're looking for property. And this is a list of, this is a bunch of stuff that we really look for, my family and I, when we're trying to look for what we want to be our prepper property, our homestead. There are other things to look at, yes, but this is the group of things that we feel are very important. They're not necessarily in order of importance in the video, but this is what we think, what we talk about. First thing is water sources, and some of these things are fit into the nice to have category. Some fit into the you have to have category. So when you're looking at a property, find, they got to meet your must-have criteria, and then anything else they have can be in the bonus column. And then when you're looking at properties, within your price range and stuff like that, you decide, okay, these are similar, but then these bonus items, and that'll help you separate them and set them apart. But the first thing is water availability, whether it be a well, a spring, a creek, and if that creek is year-round creek or a seasonal creek, meaning it dries up in the summertime. And then ponds. Are there ponds on the property? Are they suitable for drinking if properly filtered and taken care of, processed? Or are they, stocked with fish? Or are they like sewage ponds? Stuff like that. But anyway, water is everything. Water is so vital. I mean, it's just one of those things you have to have. Multiple water sources, the better. The more water sources, I think the better. And what we're looking for like a homestead type thing. Not necessarily off-grid, but homestead nonetheless. So with homestead thinking, I don't want to be connected to city water or city sewage. I want septic and I want well. So, those are water things. So another thing we look for is a garden area. It doesn't necessarily have to be an established garden area. It could be a cleared area of land that is suitable for gardening. Established garden areas are great. That you could put into the bonus category. If it has like raised beds, greenhouses, stuff like that, that might be in the bonus category, but at least area to garden. And along with that is enough land to meet your needs, to be able to grow enough crops to feed your family and whoever's living there, as well as raise animals for your food. So enough room to raise animals and grow food, because you got to have enough land. And then a little extra is great. So garden area is important, as well as raising animal area. Another thing is growing season. Growing season is very important because obviously we want to produce our own calories. We want to grow our own food. So we have to look at growing seasons. What grows there, what doesn't, how long is the growing season? And that doesn't have to be an end-all be-all. If you want to live in the Arctic tundra in the middle of nowhere, well, that may work for you. That may not be an issue. But to a lot of people, they want to live somewhere where there's a longer growing season. Another big one is defensibility. What is the defensibility of the property like? Which directly ties into low population density and threats. What perceived threats or what actual threats are out there? What's the location? What are the locations of prisons in relation to your property? Police departments, military bases, hospitals, fire departments, stuff like that, as well as natural disaster threats. What kind of threats are there? Are there hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, volcanoes, those kind of things. These are all things to be aware of, definitely. And security Also, whether it's wide open terrain and you can see forever, and your house is just in the wide open in the middle of the open. Well, that isn't necessarily a bad thing, because you can see forever, which means you have standoff, meaning that if somebody's coming your direction, then you're going to be able to see them coming. I prefer wooded. I prefer terrain features. I like, ups and downs. I like mountains. I like stuff like that. So I don't like just flat. To me, that's just boring, but that's just personal. You may love it. Driveway, access to your property. Is it a straight little short driveway, or is it a longer one that, weaves around where you can put barriers up, produce like a chicane for security posts, LPOPs, fixed fighting positions, those kind of things. Let me see, there's a lot more to security. Obviously, I'm not going to go that detail, but look at the security of the property, the defensibility of the property, which directly ties into population density. I want low population density, but some population density. I don't want zero population, because if I'm zero population, then I have nobody to help me out. I have nobody to rely on. I have nobody to build team with. I have nobody to build a mag with. I would be completely on my own, which some people may like that, I'm not saying it's not for you. These are just things to think about and for you to make decisions, because it's a big decision, buying a property and, doing your homesteading thing, or going off grid, whatever it may entail. I already talked about enough land to support you, meaning crops, the ability to raise animals, hunt, fish, whatever. You got to eat and you got to drink. So enough land to support that. Privacy, that kind of goes along with defensibility and security. How private is the area? Are you looking, are you in a neighborhood and you're looking through your window at your neighbor's window into the bedroom or something? That's not for me. I want property where where the area directly around my house, where basically I can walk around buck naked, or my kids can play in the yard, and nobody will see them, period. No neighbors, nobody from the roads, anything like that. That's why I like long driveways that are curved. I like trees, I like terrain features, all that kind of stuff. That's important to me. It may not be to you. This is all just my input and what we feel are important when we're looking at properties. Local laws are a very important thing to think about. Can you collect rainwater in that area? Can you do off-grid? Here in Washington, we can't do off-grid. It's illegal if there is a grid available. If there's no grid available, like at my bug out location, yes, you can be off-grid. But also, what are some other things? Wood stoves. Are you allowed to burn wood stoves? Fireplaces and stuff like that in your state, in your area? Some places aren't, I've heard. So wood stoves. Gun rights are very important. Is it a shall issue state? Is it a can issue state? Is it a constitutional carry state? All those kind of things. Can you get class 3? Can you get automatic? Can you get suppressors? Can you get SBRs? All these things. And these aren't all, go, no-go type things. Just judge the level of importance for you in regards to these things. Property rights also are important, meaning like mineral rights, water rights, timber rights, all those kind of things. And building codes are also very important. How stringent are the building codes? Because, you want to add structures or stuff like that. Something to think about. Another thing, forested. Partially forested as well as partially cleared. I like that because I want the wood so I can cut down. I can use, I can cut it up into lumber and use it for building things as well as firewood. I like trees also. As you can tell, everywhere, around where I live is trees. Very forested environment. I like that. Let me see. Okay, so location in relation to threats, and I kind of talked about that a little bit also about the like where are jails, where are prisons, what about your relationship to big cities, small town, fine, small city, okay, if you're not that far from it, that's, you know, that's not too bad in my book. But big cities, metropolitan areas, no, I don't want to be anywhere near them. You see what's going on in a lot of them right now, rioting and burning and looting and all that stuff like that. I don't want any part of that. So, yeah, I mean, it's nice to be close to some form of civilization, though, because, hey, you got to go to town. You may need medical, you know, the things. Okay, weather, storm, threats, natural disasters, Mother Nature. What is it like there? You know, we're looking at the Ozarks, so there are tornadoes. So a lot of the houses have storm shelters. Great, aka bunkers. I like that idea because I would probably put in an even bigger one and use it as a root cellar, storm shelter, bug out shelter, whatever you want to call it. I would probably, you know, use it for that. Sorry, I'm just kind of like walking back and forth now because I'm trying to wrap up this video before I head back. But yeah, so think about these things. Like I said, make a list of have to have features, things that your property has to have. Like I have to have a 3-bedroom house, I have to have 2 bathrooms, I have to have, you know, at least 20 acres, septic, well, low population density, and then, you know, go from there and see what works for you, and then start doing the research. This is a big thing. If you're looking at getting a prepper property, whether you're going to use it for a bug out location or you're going to use it as your primary residence, whatever you're going to use it for, it's a big purchase. So be wise. Also, like I said, check out the nice to have things. Like nice to have things would be like storm shelter, which may be nice to have in some areas, maybe a must in some areas. Established fruit orchards, fruit trees, established raised beds, garden areas, greenhouses, shops. There's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that may fit into the nice to have category for you guys, that may help separate properties and help you make your final decision. So, like I said, this is a big decision. Take it seriously, do your research, do your due diligence, and yeah, find the property that makes you happy, where you can homestead and you can be off-grid, or you don't even have to be off-grid, whatever. You can be living out your prepper dream in safety and security and just have a wonderful life. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope to encourage you guys to get out and do the things to you know, have a property. A lot of these properties in certain areas aren't that expensive. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope it empowers you. I hope it encourages you to do the things and look out for these things. Sustainability, long-term sustainability, self-reliance, self-sufficiency. Those abilities is what you want your property to give you. So I love you guys. Prep a little every day and prep it a peace of mind out of the fear. Blessings to you and yours.